All right, guys, I got a really interesting lock here from a company called Capital Industries up in Canada. There are no keyways. These are two drain holes. There are no keyways on this, but you can see there's a machined away part here. The sales rep sent me a nice little letter with it, talking about it's a magnetic lock. It's great for outdoors because there's no keyway to get any contamination. No pins inside that are going to get corroded with time or anything like that. Designed to be extremely weatherproof. Pretty cool. It gave me some extra shackles. I'll show you how to change those in just a minute. And then also it gave me a key code label. So there's the label. We can show that. Get that out of here. And we got a couple of extra shackles. Now it came with this long shackle, and they threw in another one. Looks like it's another chromed short shackle. And then a very nice stainless steel one. So pretty cool. How does it work? Well, I am not really sure. I do notice that there's a machined away part here that fits the key. This is the key, designed obviously to fit on your keychain. It's got a little protective cover here to keep those little metallic pieces in your pocket from contaminating the surface of this, making it difficult to put in place. It only works one way. You have to be oriented this way. If you try it like that, it will not work. So one way, and then you give it a little tug, and we get an open. If you want to change your shackle, pretty easy to do. All you've got to do is take the shackle that you want to replace it with. Let's try to put this stainless one on there. You take the long end of the shackle and you stick it down in there, and it will collapse that ball bearing out of the way. So it takes a little effort. Then you turn and then you just jiggle this. And what you're trying to do, the ball bearing is held in place with a little bit of grease. By bouncing it up and down, you can pull it out. Then remove the shackle that is holding that ball bearing, stick them in the other side, remove your key, and you are good to, well, theoretically, put that key back on there, Bill. Theoretically, good to go. Obviously, key retaining. Okay, that's how that works. All right, how does the lock work? Well, I've been playing with it a little bit. We know the magnets, because you put the key, have to be arrayed in here somewhere. So I took a little magnet, and I kind of put it on here, and what I noticed is that it attracts at some places and repels at other places. So there's an array of a little matrix of magnets in here that apparently alternate or have a very specific orientation. It's either 3 or 4 magnets going in this direction and either 5 or 6 magnets going that way. It's hard for me to count exactly because I've only got one size magnet to figure that out. So it has to be that exact sequence, but still, I thought, well, I can probably bully this thing. I've bullied them before, so I grabbed my very, obviously, powerful Sparrow's Magneto and decided to try to bully this thing. And slam it on there, nothing, and then I did this for a while, and you can probably tell from all the scratches on the sides, on the back, I spent quite a bit of time trying to spoof this thing, and I got nothing. And if the matrix is really that complex, 15 to 24 different magnets inside of there oriented differently, the chances of spoofing it with one pole is probably not very good. So I tried something a little different. Let me set this away from all the metal stuff. So I grabbed these little guys and I tried to orient them on the face of this, but because these little guys are so powerful, it was really difficult. But again, I tried it. I attached it to a popsicle or a chopstick, put it in my drill, spun it around inside of there. Again, trying to generate this random fluctuating magnetic field to kind of spoof whatever's inside of there. I got nothing. So I'm down to the last technique, or next to last technique, and that would be this guy. And no, I'm not going to saw it. In fact, the first thing I'm going to do is grind off all these blades so I don't cut my finger off. And then I'm going to cut it off probably right about there. And then I'm going to take these little magnets, if I can grab one of these guys, and I'm going to epoxy them to this blade in that little section. I'm going to build my own little matrix with alternating poles. And then when I get them all glued on there, I'm going to place it over the top of that and then let the power of the saw oscillate this thing at different speeds and again, try to spoof this thing. It's a pretty complex lock. Might take a very complex way to defeat it. Let's find out. All right, it took a little longer than I expected to get these magnets to cooperate. So they are opposite poles, so the reds are one poles and the blacks are the other pole. I don't know which is which, but it doesn't matter, but they do alternate. I think I feel pretty good about this. This might actually work. All right, I'm going to take it and put it into the saw, and that ought to hold it. Now for the lock itself, because those magnets protrude a little bit and there's an edge on both sides of this, I don't want those magnets to snag that edge and it'll just break off. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of plastic like this and, if I get it to cooperate, a piece of tape, and we're just going to put it like that so that the magnet will glide right over that. Now I notice it's a little bit long, and that's because my hand is going to be under here like this. I'm going to be pulling on this shackle randomly during the process. And with a little ramp there, I don't want that front of that blade to hit my knuckle. So at least this way it'll kind of protect me a little bit. Maybe I'll just go like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right, when I put this above here, there's quite a bit of a gap. So what I'm going to do is just take this piece of corian. I think that will do it. It's practically riding on there. Get my hand out of the way just to make sure. You know, I believe this might have a chance. I want to pull it to about right there. The magnets go almost to the very end, and I don't want the end of that to go up towards my fingers. All right, let's try it. Let's give it a little shot here. Tell you what, let's do one more modification. And that will be, let me find my tape. Let's tape this guy down to the corian so he doesn't move around, just in case I misjudge things a little bit. All right, it's not going to save me a lot, but it might save a catastrophic accident. All right, right about there is where we want to be. Try to keep everything still, 2 hands. Make sure we're good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change the angle a little bit. What we're doing is not working, so no sense in continuing. Just a slight angle like that. All right. Try a different angle. You can see it's rubbing on there, but let's not give up yet. All right, that's not working. All right, let's try it sideways like this. Feel a little better about the safety of my fingers. All right. Man, I hate failures, especially when I already had a magnet break off here somewhere. Especially when I got 2 hours in building the dang thing. All right, let's try something different. All right, guys, sometimes you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, and sometimes you got to ruin a lock to get into it. And I think that might be the case here. I just checked this a minute ago, the magnetic lock, despite the experiment there, the magnetic lock still works perfectly. So, and will not open, obviously. So what I got to thinking about is when I originally played with this, I noticed that the magnets in this key were pretty powerful, out of necessity, I get it. But what I don't know, because when I put some metal, I don't feel any attraction, so I don't know how powerful the magnets on the inside of here are. If they are just very slightly magnetic, if I can remove the magnetic properties of all of these elements, one of two things will happen. Either all of the elements will then relax themselves and I can open it with nothing here, or they'll all be polarized the same way. I can take my magneto, lay that dude right there in that slot, and then get an open. That's the theory, but we have to demagnetize those. And fortunately, let me move all the magnets out of here because this is probably going to make a mess. I have a really powerful demagnetizer here. So what I'm going to do, it's right there's the surface. I'm going to lay it up against there, and I'm going to pulse it. And I'll move it around Sometimes it works better when you pulse it than if you just leave it on constantly, but I'll try it both ways. And if that doesn't do it, then it's not going to work. Let's just find out. If this key works, then this is my last idea. Dang it. It still works. But let me try the magnet anyway, just on the off chance that it will work, but I doubt it. If that key still works, these elements are all still polarized. Anyway, guys, I did my best to ruin this. I really don't want to cut this open. Capital Industries was kind enough to send it. These are not cheap locks, I don't imagine. So rather than destroy a lock, we know what's in there. There's just little magnetic elements that match up with that key. When they all align, they're either pushed, repelled, or attracted. Everything lines up and you're allowed to get it open. Very simple mechanism, but very difficult to beat when you have this many different polarities in an array like these guys have done. Anyway, Capital Industries, thank you for the lock. This will be this week's giveaway, guys. I'll get the box, the key card, extra shackles, and the key that came with it. If you'd like to know how to win it, stick around. I will tell you. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe, stay legal, stay healthy. Thanks, guys. All you need to do is navigate to locklab.com, the tribal website, and scroll down in the middle of the page. You'll see all the giveaway buttons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the one you're looking for is the Weekend Review giveaway, purple band. Just click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. Again, scroll to the bottom, put in a good email address, so if you win, I can get in touch with you, let you know. Put in a username, doesn't matter what it is, and click Submit. When you're done, you'll get a green check mark confirming your entry. Thanks, guys.